back to TechShek and continually providing you unique and interesting stories from the Pakistani tech startup ecosystem. And just to keep things a little different, we also want to make sure we include medical devices. And with that, I'd like to introduce today Anas Niaz, co-founder and CEO of Bioniks. Anas, thank you for being on the show.
Thank you so much, Farooq, for having me today on your wonderful show.
Well, as we do TechShek style, Anas, let's just jump right in. Tell us more about Bioniks.
Bioniks is actually a biorobotics company which makes these brain control prosthetic arms for those who lost their arms because of some kind of disease or some kind of accidents. So we are making these prosthetic arms locally in Pakistan, and right now we have more than 100 people who are using our product in Pakistan. And the best part is that these prosthetic arm is a world's most affordable bionic arms available in the world. Other than that we have recently made a world record for providing a bionic arm to a 4-year-old boy. It's a world record made by us. So this is what Bioniks is, and the vision of Bioniks is to make these kind of biorobotics things which can combine human and robotics together to make their life live more effectively and to basically include them into the society.
Very, very interesting. So, Anas, just to help me, and as a layperson, I'm not a medical technologist. So, how does a bio-robotic arm or prosthetic work? Give us a little insight on that.
Basically, the technology is kind of connected with your brain. When you try to move your fingers just like normal person do, so there is called a phantom limb, which makes you think that there is an actual limb available, actual arm available. So when you try to move your fingers, the brain sends signals to the muscles, and the muscles then distribute signals to the sensors, and that's how the prosthetic arm, the bionic arm especially, works.
Interesting. And how is that? Is it using a surgical procedure to connect into the nerves?
Yeah, so basically the best part is that there are many companies who are making these bionic arms, but most of them have very, you can say, critical process. Most of them do surgeries, most of them, especially if there is a situation with the limb is critical, so they perform surgeries. But for us, we don't require these things because we have developed our own special kind of sensors which can actually detect the data easily from over the skin. So you don't require any kind of surgery in almost every case.
Very interesting. And from your perspective, what is the unique proposition that Bioniks has been able to create vis-a-vis other providers?
Yeah, so this is a very interesting question, and we have recently find out that we have like a unique in almost 4 and 5 ways, and the way we manufacture the prosthetic is different from the others, the companies who are doing it already. That's why we have the very low cost prosthetics for everyone, who even those who cannot afford it. We try to find some NGOs or donors so that they can actually use our prosthetic arms. Other than that, the weight is very light. We claim to make world's lightest bionic arms in Pakistan, because I was searching for like the companies who are providing these bionic arms in mostly Europe and USA. The weight of their bionic arm is almost 1.4 pounds, and comparative to ours, it's almost 400 grams. So there is a huge difference in the weight. Other than that, our sensors are waterproof. There is no bionic arm in the world that is 100% waterproof, and we are about to make a 100% waterproof bionic arm. This is going to be an achievement from Pakistan, and obviously it's going to be a huge, because you cannot imagine your cell phone being non-waterproof. So obviously the bionic arm is very important to have such feature. So we are also we have also successfully done that. And apart from the fourth difference, the people who lose their arms because of electroculation, there is a skin grafting process which plastic surgeons perform. So for that, we don't require any kind of surgery. But for international market, many companies has to perform this TMR surgery process to just to enable them with the prosthetic arm.
Very, very interesting. Okay, now this is great. And just out of curiosity, what are your, I mean, in terms of Pakistan, what do you think the demand is for prosthetic limbs in Pakistan?
Basically, if we talk about Pakistan, there is a huge demand because, as you can see, that we have been close to a war zone because of this KPK region. We have a lot of people who lost their arms because of the war, and even if you talk about Afghanistan, there are a lot of people who lost their limbs because they have been into the war since almost 20 to 25 years. So
Right.
they are actually looking for these kind of prosthetic. And apart from that, there is no such company available in the whole region who is providing these bionic arms, because you will be amazed that 90% of differently able people lives in South Asia, and there is no company in this region who is actually providing and manufacturing these kind of prosthetic limbs for the local people. And other than that, the dynamics are very different. If you compare the weather, if you compare the infrastructure to different countries who are actually making these prosthetic arms. That's why our prosthetic arms are more reliable because of you can say that durable because of non-existence of the infrastructure. So people use it very effectively, and if you compare same prosthetics, if people tend to import those prosthetics, so they find very difficult to use them because those prosthetics are made and designed in a very cool weather, which we don't have here.
Understood. Very, very interesting. And coming along, so what's the plan for the next 2 to 3 years for Bioniks?
Yeah, that's a very interesting question. So we are actually we have recently filed FDA. So soon we are going to get the FDA approval or CE certification so that we can actually start exporting these prosthetics to US and European market. Other than that, we are also making different rehab centers in different cities of Pakistan so that we can actually not only provide the bionic arms but also the other assistive devices which are needed for differently able people, especially the legs, because a lot of people lose their legs every year in Pakistan only due to diabetes. So this is actually a huge problem that we are going to take care of.
Very interesting. And my last question, Anas, as you know, we try to keep these things fairly short. What can the diaspora do to help?
So that's a very good question, and I believe that you have already spread our words to a lot of people, and that's going to create a ripple effect, a snowball effect, that people will start connecting us. People would love to see more and more about bionics, because this is something because most of the time we believe that Pakistan is good in manufacturing sports good, but you rarely see any startup who is working on robotics and actually breaking the world records as well. So that's going to be very big. I believe that in future a lot of people will love to hear more about us, and this platform is wonderful to let people know about our story and our achievements.
Well, that's fantastic, Anas, and it's always, you know, I've done almost 100 of these, and it never ceases to amaze me the level of knowledge and detail we have in the country, and that's what TechSheck's all about. So thank you very much for being on the show today.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me, and thank you for hearing our story.
Our pleasure. And to our audience, as you can see, folks, look at this. Look what we're able to achieve. we're a pretty under-resourced country with a lot of challenges, but we're making big strides in areas. And that's why we need to continue. Please support, like, share, continue to share stories of people like Anas who are doing really interesting things in Pakistan. And with that, I bid you all Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz. Thank you.